Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for mid-October 2022. We're going to do something a little different. I'm using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun for each row. We're going to do past, present, the in-between, and the future in this last row here. So let me know what you think of these readings, because I might do bigger versions, like a big version of this for the 2020, I don't know, what year are we entering into? 2023, I think. I don't know. I never know what year it is. So I might do big versions of these kind of in that, for that. So I'm using the before tarot in this first row to represent the past. For the present, I'm just using the regular tarot right here. This looks really good already, I will say. A lot of like abundance and success, obviously, coming up for you here. For the in-between, I'm going to be using the in-between tarot, which is this deck here. This deck represents the in-between energies, so each card has two cards on it, and it kind of represents the energy in between those two cards. And then in your last row, we're going to be using the after tarot for the future. So this will represent your future position. A bunch of people have had the tower, as I've been saying. I mean, I think everyone is going to keep getting the tower for a long time. Just is what it is. It's the energies that we're all dealing with. And I feel like these could be more global tower moments anyway, so wouldn't worry about it. In the past, you have this affair and this concentration card. This affair card, it doesn't necessarily represent like lying, cheating, stealing, or anything like that. Although he has 7 swords on the card here. This little, whatever this little guy is right here. Some sort of little demon or something. So again, you could have dealt with like an affair type of separation energy here. What I would say is I would be careful of the repetitive thoughts, right? Maybe you've gone through a breakup and it's like sometimes I think we have a deep connection with a person and we just keep thinking about them for a really long time. It's like we get better and then something happens where maybe they pop up for some reason in our head, or maybe they contact us or whatever, and then it leads to a tower moment. Kind of popping into my head that I would be careful of that if I were you, because, again, if you're having a hard time separating away from a person, maybe this person cheated or whatever, or there was an affair, that could be causing some issues. But other than that, the affair card can just represent love. So, again, in this deck, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It can just represent a strong connection. You have the Empress, the Star, the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I would be very careful of having children. I'm not telling you not to have children, but what I am saying is if you don't want to get pregnant, I would be careful. You have the Empress. There's a child right here from the 5 of Cups to the 6 of Cups. I don't know, very fertile energy here. So again, obviously, if you want to have children, go for it, right? But if you don't, I would be careful. You do have the Empress here in the past, so very abundant, and there could be a lot of abundance coming in for you. I feel like you're planning for the future here in the past. She represents abundance, but I kind of feel this is more in the past you have been planning to step into the Empress energy. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you've just been hoping to become more abundant, plain and simple. You have the Star next, and I feel for a lot of you that you are like needing to jump into something. I feel like you need to submerge yourself in an energy. Normally, she's about to kind of step into this pool of water here. And I kind of feel that some of you have sent out some ripples, like you've sent out some vibrations to the universe where maybe you've been kind of your thoughts are like kind of building in a direction is what I feel. You start thinking more and more and more about something you want in your life, right? Esther Hicks calls this momentum, of course. And I feel like you've been building a lot of momentum in a direction. Maybe you're noticing that your thoughts are going towards love or your thoughts are going towards business. Doesn't matter what it is. But like as they build in that direction, I feel like the universe is calling you to kind of take, not really a leap of faith, but at least dip your toes in the water, at least get started, right? So what does that mean? If you want love, go start dating. If you want business, get started on that business. Get started at least planning the business. Do something, right? And that's kind of what I feel here. I really feel you have the resources. It's kind of funny that this is, on this Queen of Pentacles, it's a snake that is reaching down with the pentacle for the lady. I kind of feel that, there just seems to be this like cautious energy in the astrology in general for people, I feel, where it's kind of like maybe we don't, I wouldn't say we're fearful of it, but maybe we just don't want to feel like we're being seduced into something. I kind of feel people are wanting to make sure that they're entering into new situations for the right reasons, or because they're going to, see success or whatever you want to call it. And I kind of feel that here. With the Empress, you have the Page of Pentacles. Someone finds you attractive. Definitely new love coming in for you if you're looking for love. Again, I would get out there for sure. Nothing is just going to magically show up in your life. I keep telling people it's like gone are the days where someone is just going to magically, appear on your doorstep. Not that that ever happened, but I feel like sometimes based off the comments, people think that happens, but it doesn't. So I would get out there. Again, squeaky wheel gets a grease. Yes, absolutely. Love takes more work nowadays than it used to if you want true love. And again, I get plenty of comments from people that are like, I don't want to put in work. I'm like, okay, then why would someone want to be with you if you're not going to put in the work? That's my question to those people. It's like a real relationship requires work. So go find one. They exist. With the Star card, you have the Nine of Pentacles, becoming very independent. Again, maybe this is something that you've had to build up to, right? Again, a lot of people read her as being single, which is true. But at the same time, to me, she's really just independent, not necessarily single. There's a difference. She can take care of herself. And I feel some of you have been trying to get to that position, in life where you can take care of yourself. And then finally, you have a little bit to give to new situations, right? With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords here. I kind of like this energy. This is like, I call Queen of Swords being cautiously optimistic. She kind of has her hand out here. She's willing to receive a new opportunity, but she has her sword up. So, I feel for a lot of you, you are kind of like cautiously optimistic on new situations entering into your life. This could be in business, love, money, doesn't matter, any area of your life. Next, you have this indecision card and you have this isolation card. This is coming up in your present position. So maybe you've been having a hard time making decisions in your life. Maybe you have felt isolated as well, but that's clearly about to change. And I feel like you're being guided at this time towards like new, brighter horizons or something like that is what's popping into my head. Because look, you have the Magician. He is pointing down to the Five of Cups, Six of Cups, down to the Ace of Cups. So I could, I feel there's either a new love offer or you have manifested something. This right here is the Magician to the High Priestess, the in-between energy between those two. So it's like you've attracted something into your life here. Here's my problem with the High Priestess is that whatever we attract into our life and the High Priestess shows up, it kind of just says this has potential. The problem with potential is it doesn't exist. So, this to me says there could be a really good connection coming in for you, but if you don't grab onto it or if you don't go and find it, then it's not going to become anything. So I feel like you need to not only use your powers of manifestation to get something, but I also feel like you need to use your tools, like use everything that you have learned, use all your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities to, either manifest or improve upon the things that you've been building in your life. You have the Five of Swords here. Again, some of you definitely have gone through a past heartbreak. Again, I get this repetitive like thoughts thing where it's funny that you have the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups because I think that's where you are. It's like you see the disappointment in the situation or you see how something didn't work out, how something was very disappointing for you, but maybe also you think about the past, which goes to the Tower. The Tower really tells me that you need something new in your life because the Tower has fallen for a reason. The Tower has fallen because the two people in the Tower were ignoring reality. So, it's almost as if you have been grounded in reality or you're kind of going in that direction. I really don't feel the Tower is bad in your reading because, again, in this reading, in this deck, the After Tarot, the Tower has fallen. It's not like it's falling again or something like that, so you've already been through it. You have the Six of Wands here. Six of Wands is a card of success. You do have a lot of attention here, which I'm pretty sure that you always get these cards of attention, Virgo. You have the Empress, the Star, the Six of Wands. These are all cards of like needing to stand out. So like if you're trying to get a raise or a promotion, whenever you get cards like this in a reading, multiple attention cards, to me it really says you need to do things that get you more attention because if you want a raise or promotion, obviously if you're getting positive attention at work, you're going to get a raise or a promotion. If you want love, if you put yourself out there, then you're going to get attention. With the Magician, you have the Chariot. Definitely a victory coming in for you here. I like this. I do feel like some of you could be moving or there's some sort of new beginning coming in for you. I think you don't realize how happy you're going to be. I really like this for you, Virgo, especially if you're making a change or if you're moving or traveling or whatever you're doing. There's some sort of big change coming in for you here. I really like it because I kind of feel that your emotions are going to be overflowing. I don't think that's always true, by the way. It's like, I think for the most part, people think like, oh, if I move, I'll be happier in a new location or something, but they still are the same person. So they're still experiencing the same challenges in life, and it doesn't really change anything. But in this situation, I do feel that a change is literally going to feel like a change. It's going to feel better. With the Five of Swords, you have the moon. This makes sense after that full moon that we had in Aries a couple days ago, or, depending when you're watching this, a couple weeks ago. That full moon in Aries, I feel, is really asking us to be brave, to be bold, to walk into darkness. The moon is about walking into a mystery. It's part of the fool's journey, and he needs to walk to these mountains that are down in the background. Mountains represent achievements, but again, he doesn't really know where he's going because it's dark on the moon card, right? So he's walking into darkness, and I feel that for some of you. With the Six of Wands, you have the Page of Wands. Pretty interesting because you go Page of Wands, Five of Cups, Six of Cups to the Page of Wands. It's like you're finally deciding to walk away from a person. Look, he's walking away from a person in the background on the After Tarot. So I feel for some of you, you are clearly walking away from a person. It's almost like you've realized your own worth with that Six of Wands, and that could be why you're walking away from a person. You realize your value or your worth in the situation. In the in-between here, you have this Caution card and this Escape card. Again, I feel like you could be escaping a situation, and I kind of feel this is saying it's dead, done, over with. You have the Ten of Swords to the Ace of Swords next. The Ace of Swords is always above the mountains. And in the in-between tarot, of course, this card is the Ten of Swords, but it's a Ten of Swords to the Ace of Swords. And, I feel like you need to realize that you could be in the in-between time of a transformation. And I feel like this is a warning that's saying don't rush back to the past. Sometimes I think when we get very, very close to our goal or very, very close to achieving something, maybe something happens that scares us away from it, or whatever. Maybe it's like a test from the universe saying do you really want this, or are you going to run back to the past? So I feel like this is saying don't run back to a comfort zone. It doesn't even have to be a person, by the way. It's like sometimes I think in work or business, we start becoming very successful at something new that we're doing, or we become successful at a side hustle, and then we quit or we give up or we do something different. I feel like this is saying don't do that. You have again, Ten of Swords to the Ace of Swords, the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups, and the Magician to the High Priestess. I feel like this is saying your difficulties are over. You're ready for a new beginning. Again, Ten of Swords is the end. It is something is dead, done, over with. Ace of Swords is a victory and a new beginning. All aces represent a new beginning or starting something new. So I definitely feel that there's a victory coming in for you. And also transformation. There's a big butterfly on this card. You also have the Magician. The Magician represents reinvention, and it does seem to me like a lot of people are reinventing themselves right now. Again, as I always say, to me, it makes sense because to me, we're entering into a new world, basically, where there's a lot of expansion, and we need to expand to fill these empty spaces. And the way we do this is through transformation or becoming something new, right? You have the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups. Again, this could be just I feel like this is this in-between world of thinking about the past and also realizing that maybe the past was a mistake or there were some mistakes in the past. For some of you, I feel like you need to move past mistakes. If I can't say the word past enough here, Virgo, maybe you did something in the past that you're not proud of or whatever. I don't know, it's popping into my head. I would let it go. It's we can't change the past, and I think you're worrying about something that you shouldn't be worrying about. And I also feel like the more you focus on it, the more the more it's going to come up. So I feel like you need to change your focus here, right? And here you have the Magician and the High Priestess. So I feel for a lot of you that, again, you're going through a transformation. The Magician, to me, represents needing to get started. And you have the Magician twice here. You also, with the, this being the in-between energy to the High Priestess, I feel for some of you that you really need to look into some mysteries. You have the Moon here as well. And, I think this is true pretty much for everyone in the collective, that there are, the universe is everything you need is right here, but you have to go on the journey to find it. The universe isn't just going to give us things right now. I keep saying that, and I've been saying this for 3 years, that you have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold, right? So I feel like there's a lot of gold, a lot of treasure for us to discover, but we have to be willing to dig it up. We have to be willing to, go on adventures to find whatever it is that we're looking for. And, that's really what this looks like to me. With the Ten of Swords to the Ace of Swords, again, something toxic from the past. It could be a person. It could be a Capricorn. It could also be a Scorpio, I feel, for some of you, or a Pisces. I would be careful of this past energy for sure, if you feel stuck or bound to the past. For others, I'd be careful of bad habits. This could be any bad habit, and, it could be watching too much TV, could be playing too many video games, and I don't think this is saying don't do those things. I think life is about balance. It's how can you fit those things into your day that you enjoy doing, maybe like TV or video games or something like that? How can those fit into your day, but also not completely distract you, right? With the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups. Are you kidding? Don't confuse yourself. I feel you need to focus on one thing and make it happen. Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice, but it's really about focus. You need to focus on one of these cups and choose a cup and make it happen, like I said. With the Magician, you have the World card. Don't you have the World twice here? I guess not, but the World is a card of completion. It's also a card of going through a portal, and it's funny that I said you're basically being born into a new world that you have to expand into. I feel like you have a lot of power right now, Virgo, but you have to use it. You know, she represents a sorceress. She is a combination of all energies that exist, and so she's like a fully integrated being. She doesn't just try to manifest things. She also takes action. Again, she moves the dirt to get to the gold. So that's what I'd be doing if I were you. Next, you have this discrimination card. You had this last week or a couple weeks ago or something, and you have this idealism card. The discrimination card isn't about like discriminating. It's not about like racism or something like that. It's about being discriminating. It's about paying attention to the things that are entering into your life, needing to make sure that you're not idealizing situations, right? So I feel like you need to kind of give things time. It's almost as if this Star and the Empress at the beginning of your reading, they're kind of saying to me that as new situations come to you, I feel like you need to give them some like gestation time, right? It's almost as if you are allowing new things to come into your life and you're treating them as a baby that has not been born yet. So in a relationship, this would represent not like rushing right in and spilling your guts to the person right away, right? It would kind of represent you're investing in it, you're putting time into it, but you're also allowing it to develop. You're allowing it to kind of get to a certain point before you just start idealizing the situation. So that's what I feel like this is talking about. You're giving things more time. Same thing with work or business, right? As a person who gets overly excited about everything involving money, I would say in business, you know, I've made these mistakes before where I get too excited about a new idea and then it falls flat on its face and it doesn't work and I get disappointed, right? But over the years, I've learned to just look at it as a learning experience and just say like, okay, it just didn't work out. And maybe trying this a different way will work out better. And I kind of feel like maybe you're learning that here. You have the Page of Wands, the Tower, and the Ace of Cups. Definitely new love coming in for you. I do feel some of you are completely cutting someone out. The funny thing is again, you could have cut this person out years ago, but maybe they've been in your energy in some way. Maybe you have to see them at work, or, you know, maybe you, for whatever reason, you keep texting back and forth or something like that, right? And I kind of feel like you're more focused on your own fulfillment. You're focused on moving towards new love here. You have the Page of Wands again. I feel like you're ready for a new adventure. It's like he knows he has to walk away from home on this card. This is, again, the the after tarot, sorry. And he knows he has to walk away from home to grow up. He wants to become the king, right? And so I feel like, I'm not saying grow up here, Virgo, but what I am saying is I feel you know that you're just ready to mature to another level. So I think that all your readings for this year, at least, maybe a little bit longer, have been about some sort of transformation. But I feel like the transformation you're going through is like, if it's work or business, I feel like you're not necessarily quitting work or business, but you're transforming in some way. Maybe you're getting a raise, a promotion, a new position in business. Maybe you're upgrading the way you communicate in your business or something. Some sort of change is happening here. Here you go. And you can no longer ignore the fact that you need to make the change, is what this Tower is really saying to me. Like, I kind of feel like you know that something has to change, just because, you know, who knows why, right? And so I feel like that's what that's saying. Let's see here. With the Page of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups, definitely new love, walking towards new love, like I said. I would also walk towards your heart. You know, pretty much every single reading I've been doing has been saying something about, like, heart-based energy or needing to move towards your heart. And that's what I would be doing here with that Ace of Cups. With the Tower, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is like rushing energy. Like I said, don't rush anything at this time. I feel allowing things into your life, for whatever reason, I've never had a message like this, but for whatever reason, I feel like allowing things to come in and just taking your time with it, like giving it a certain amount of time, whether it's a new relationship, a new business idea, whatever, allowing for that gestation time, allowing for something to grow legs, basically, is kind of what I feel here. So, you know, I feel like this is saying, don't make things out to be better than they are. Don't make things out to be worse than they are. Sit in the middle and kind of give something some time. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. So I would definitely be working on a team if you're not already, especially you being an Earth sign. I would be doing anything I possibly could if I were you to build a team And I am, right? I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart personally. And for the past like 3 years, I've just been focusing on building a team, building things up, with other people basically. And so, like I said, I would, it pays off big time. Let's put it that way. Let's see here. I'm going to pull 3 cards now. I want you to think of one question. I'm going to answer it as if I know what your question is. So kind of like a personalish reading. It's going to be all 3 cards. And like I said, one question. So feel free to pause this reading because I'm going to read the cards right now. So I'm reading them right now. You have the 4 Swords, Tower, and 6 of Swords. Again, it's pretty crazy that every single time I do this, the cards basically sum up the reading. I feel like you're moving on to bigger and better things. You had the Tower moment already. 6 of Swords says you're moving on to calmer shores. So I feel like you're moving on to major improvements. For those of you asking about moving, I would say definitely yes. You have moving showing up here 100 times. So if you're moving, wouldn't really surprise me. I think everybody could be moving, but especially Earth signs because of Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus basically says, for Earth signs, it basically says if you're not feeling free in some area of your life, then you're probably going to want to move. And maybe literally, you could literally be moving, but you could also be, if you're not feeling free at work, you could be changing your job. If you're not feeling free in a relationship, you could change your relationship, right? So that's kind of what I feel for you here, Virgo. Looks pretty good. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.